Welcome to Just a Minute. The purpose of this 6-part video series is to provide pastors and small group leaders with a detailed overview of the witness training study, Just a Minute, Share Your Faith in 60 Seconds or Less. During these presentations, you will be introduced to the reasoning behind Just a Minute. You'll be introduced to a simple overview of Just a Minute, to a step-by-step analysis of the Just a Minute booklet, as well as to ideas implementing Just a Minute in your church and small groups. I recently read an enlightening article on the website churchleaders.com. The article was entitled, "Most Churchgoers Never Share Their Faith, Research Shows." At the very outset of that article, the author stated, American churchgoers believe they should share their faith, but the majority never do. That conclusion draws on a recent study conducted by Lifeway Research. The article goes on to point out that the vast majority of those polled agreed that sharing their faith is an important part of discipleship. But more than 60% haven't done so in the past 6 months. In other words, according to this recent study by Lifeway Research, 8 out of 10 American churchgoers agreed that sharing their faith is an important part of a believer's spiritual development. But at the same time that study was conducted, 6 out of 10 admitted they hadn't done so in the past 6 months. Other studies on this topic suggest that those numbers may be much higher. Regardless, it would be safe to conclude that most believers are not regularly sharing their faith with non-believers. Just a Minute emphasizes the responsibility of every believer to share his or her faith with non-believers on a regular basis. At the outset of this study, one thing must be made abundantly clear. Inviting people to church or to a church-related event is not the same as personally sharing one's faith in Jesus Christ with a non-believer. Although inviting people to church is intrinsically good, it does not alleviate the responsibility for every individual believer to share his or her faith in Jesus Christ with non-believers. In the modern church growth-driven world, Christians have become accustomed to substituting event-driven evangelism for personal evangelism. Again, while there's nothing innately wrong with event-driven outreach, it should never be the sole form of evangelism employed by the local church and its membership. During the next video session, I will be sharing a simple overview of Just a Minute, Share Your Faith in 60 seconds or less.